Our TV soap news and spoilers and new chapters just reappeared after more than 25 years of absence from Days of Our Lives. Today we will share with you the story of Edmund Crumb, the man who's just appeared in the story related to Susan. If you want to know the story of Edmund Crumb, don't miss our video. We all just found out Edmund Crumb is holding Susan prisoner. Why is that? Before he loved Susan very deeply, why is he imprisoning her now? Many fans were probably surprised to see Susan chained to her ankles. We always wanted to know what Susan went through after the car accident that happened with Ava. Why was she with Edmund Crumb, and why was she looking like a prisoner under house arrest? Speaking of Edmund Crumb, he debuted in 1998 after John arranged for Susan and her son Elvis to move to London to escape from Kristen's pursuit. Here, Susan met Edmund, and the two were truly attracted to each other. However, their happiness was short-lived when Kristen discovered Susan's whereabouts. When she saw a photo of Susan and Edmund on the day Edmund went out to buy an engagement ring for Susan, Susan received a phone call from Kristen. Kristen reveals that she kidnapped Sister Mary Moira and demands that Susan and her son return, or Kristen will kill Mary Moira. During this return to Salem, Susan was accompanied by her sister Penelope, who decided to help Susan defeat Kristen. Soon Edmund arrived in Salem with Violet and Elvis. Edmund was eventually confronted by drunk Penelope, thinking she was Kristen, and knocking her into the swimming pool. When Penelope died, Edmund fled in the scene in panic. While everyone thought the dead person was Kristen, Kristen took the form of Susan and ran away with baby Elvis. But John found her and took her to the penthouse grill where Edmund had arranged a surprise wedding. Not wanting to expose her cover, Kristen married Edmund without him knowing, and the woman he was marrying was Kristen. Everything came to light when Susan escaped and called Edmund to warn him about Kristen. In revenge, Susan arranged for Kristen to be brought back to the Supreme Leader's Island and become part of his harem. Edmund and Susan are finally reunited. The mystery of who died in the pool is solved by Susan and realizes it's her sister Penelope. Edmund confesses that he let her die because he believed she was Kristen. Susan realized it was an accident and knew that Penelope was dying of an incurable disease, so she forgave Edmund, and the two got married again. However, this marriage did not last long, because years later, when Susan came back and suddenly had an affair with Roger, she divorced Edmund. Now that's a character that's returning. Is Edmund haunted between Susan and Kristen, so there's confusion here? What's the story that happened to Edmund before that we want to share with you? Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.